Hey, how's it going, everyone? Just kind of wanted to talk about. So I'm really into movies and like TV shows and I guess video games. But then again, video games are movies you can play, so there's that. But that's besides the point. But I want to kind of give a reason why, kind of I'm into movies, but also another thing why I think a lot of us are still into movies. Why we like either putting Netflix on the back or we're doing some shit, Netflix and chill, or or we're doing some homework or something like that, or like messing around. We just put something on the back that we always like hearing movies. Some movies kind of pull our attention more, and others pull other people's attention more. And these movies pull these attentions more. So I'm gonna first start with like a. I guess this has to go way, way, way back. Back to first when we didn't have nothing but each other and fire. So when we had each other and just fire, like the concept of fire, of just like using fire to light the night, to cook, to make things better, we would gather around that fire to tell stories. And there would always be someone who would tell a story, or the whole tribe would tell a story. Uh, but yeah, we'd gather around the fire and we'd listen. We listen to these stories, and these stories would teach us lessons, like how to do things different, how to maybe plant more seeds, or how to be smarter. And people in that tribe or group would be the ones who looked at those stories and took them to put themselves in that shoes, and then broke out of their movie, their story, their real life story. They kind of like they got the point of listening to stories. They got the point of listening to those campfire stories around the fire, and that's why we have campfire stories too. But the same thing is this is a switch though. Like never mind the concept, but imagine if this is like a TV and you're just watching, whatever. It's the same thing. The fire, the fire never really. This is a switch. This is a game. The same thing with the movie. The fire never really left. It just transformed. Like you know what I mean? We're still telling stories around this, but let's just say it's like this is the fire, like your TV screen, like the electricity, like hence that like that warmth, not that warmth. It doesn't bring you warmth, but the warmth that it brings to the TV though. But the heat and everything, how it pulls you in, like you gotta go to something with light. Yeah, it's the same concept as fire. It's the same thing that we've been doing since being cavemen. Is really just gathering on the fire and listening to stories. That's why we love movies. This is why like movies nowadays are kind of they're getting bigger and like they're getting bigger and bigger and better. Like comic book movies especially, and I'm happy about that. But accurately happy about that. But this is why I say I think movies have two, like movies can help you do two things: break out of your cycle or stay within your cycle. Break out of yourself or don't break out of yourself. Make yourself the hero of your story or make yourself the villain. And again, sometimes these movies are confusing because the hero will be the villain and the villain will be the hero. But it's just underlining switch. So you really gotta. But in real life, when we say you're a villain, you're actually a villain. When you're a hero, you're actually a hero. You can't be no villain playing hero. You can't be no hero playing villain. Like it does not work out for those energies anyway. So those can't be out here. But people always want to claim this is their villain origin story, And if it is, then let it be, man. We just know that road ain't good, you know. But my whole point about that is, movies teach you a lot of things because you maybe have not thought about a way to think about something until you watch a movie. You see someone maybe go through the exact same thing or maybe do the same thing, and you see how they dealt with it. Like a movie can go through someone's life in less than an hour or less than like 2 hours, right? So all that information, you're getting you could possibly get a whole lifetime information in one sitting in a movie. Like, and you could take that and apply it to your life. So it's snakes and ladders. But a lot of us kind of waste time when we just go on standby mode and we're just watching movies just to watch movies. That's not the point nowadays. We gotta watch movies for there's a lot of keys on how things are gonna move towards society, but also there's a lot of like gems, meaning keys that help you move forward, help you stay away from trouble, nonsense, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It will help you even. Another thing, movies will teach you how to make your own empire. how to build from nothing to something. Think about it. Spider-Man No Way Home. We're at movies. Movies right over here, right? We first, if you backtrack, TV shows. If you backtrack, TV shows, comic books, and everything like that. If you backtrack, paintings, little sketch up ideas. If you backtrack again, it was in someone's mind, Stanley's mind. So they're showing you how you can climb up the ladder, but they're just at like the movies we see now are like people already climbed up to the ladder. So we can go back and actually see how the ladder is being climbed or how the ladder was climbed, and we can actually see if that is our ladder that we want to climb that way or do it this way. Do I want to work with the industry to be a director, writer, actor? Or do I want to go alone, be a writer, director, actor, producer? You know what I mean? Do I want to work with a company? Or do I want to take my own chance, start my own company, and work up to the words? So movies are telling you how to do these things. They're telling you how to build like wealth, all that. But we kind of let that kind of pass by too. So we just got to be smart too, because if you truly are like in the movie industry and like or like an artist, 3D artist, writer, architecture, any of that, like anything that has to do with that kind of industry, you will understand how, because all those industries are kind of tied, you will understand how much like money is in that industry. Like now we're moving away from movies, but you will understand how to like your idea has an uncashed amount on it, and the world gives it value. Or you can give it value like $5 and see how far that takes you, or you can just wait, produce something, boom, world tells you it's worth $1 billion in the box office. But if you released it on YouTube, maybe it's like what? I don't know. Or maybe you release it on YouTube, you get more box office hits, like more hits than you would have if you put it in the box office. Like you see how these things play around. So all these things that we see, these movies, these TV shows, these artists doing these things, it's like we're literally still doing the same thing we did since time, is learning off of each other. But instead, a lot of us have turned off that like that sight to really be looking at movies and learn from that perspective. But I truly think we gotta go back to that too, because movies actually be freeing. So at the same time, you can watch something and switch your whole entire mood, you know, and watch something, and it can help you get a different look on something. Maybe your plan wasn't clear enough, and you watch someone like Wolf of Wall Street. Not saying I'm not saying do everything he did, but Wolf of Wall Street, he showed you how he went from nothing to something. And even now, Jordan Belford, the Belford person who the movie was about, he's doing something right now. He's like, he went from nothing, something, nothing, something, because of a movie. We would not have known his life, but just because of that movie, we know his life. Like now, a lot of us are aware of what he moved and all that. The ones that would have been aware, you know what I mean? So, oh, that's all I gotta say. But make sure to always watch. Like, if you're gonna watch movies, watch movies. But just keep an eye out, I guess. But have a good night. Stay warm.